"It's a really good bargain," said the man in the showroom, and as far as Shaffy could tell, he was telling the truth. "It's yours for just £5,000, he continued. "You won't find a better buy anywhere else in the north. And what's more, we'll give you a year's insurance with it, free." Shaffy eyed the vehicle longingly. It was bright red and just over a year old, and inside it had that smell of polish that comes with a new car. There was just the matter of the price. It was more than he'd planned to spend on his first car, and more than he actually had available. 5,000? he asked, hoping rather hopelessly that he'd somehow misheard. 5 grand. That's it. But you can have it for 3 in cash now, and the rest in 3 months. You can get a loan from the bank. Ever since he'd taken his first job at the burger bar at the age of 17, he'd been saving up for a nice car. Of course, he could have made do with a cheap wreck years ago, but that was not what he wanted. Shaffy wanted a good car, a nice car, one that would make him feel as if he'd achieved something better in life than serving in a restaurant. He handed over the crisp £50 notes. Even if the insurance was only third party, he reckoned it was a good buy at the price. Settling into the driving seat, he adjusted it for position and turned the key. Within minutes, he'd passed the outskirts of Leeds and was headed for Gemma's house in Frampton. After all, she'd been badgering him to get a car ever since he'd first mentioned the idea to her a month or so earlier. He knew that she'd be impressed. "So you bought it at last!" she exclaimed. "Great! Now we can go places." "Yes, and it goes like a dream." "Let's take it over to Sorby tonight," she suggested. "Jess is on the door. He'll let us in free." Good idea. Sorby was only 16 miles away, but the quickest way to get there was to take the motorway. And besides, Shaffy was keen to see how fast he could get the new car up to. "Hey, take it easy," said Gemma, as the speedometer edged up towards the 100-mile-an-hour mark. "You don't want to get done for speeding on the very first day." Shaffy slowed down. The exit for Sorby was coming up fast. As luck would have it, there was a space just opposite the club as Shaffy proudly arrived in the shining new car. A group of young men watched from the pavement opposite as he carefully parked by the curbside. Jess wasn't on the door after all, and they had to pay to get in, but the atmosphere in the club was hot and exciting as usual. It was a popular place, and with some of the best DJs in the region, it attracted people from all round, even from Manchester. "So you've got your car at last, eh, Shaffy boy?" said a voice in the semi-darkness. Shaffy looked round. He recognised the speaker at once and was not pleased. It was Rooksby, Gemma's former boyfriend. The 3 of them had worked together a year ago in a restaurant until Rooksby was sacked for insulting a group of foreign tourists. "Hello," said Shaffy. "Smart job, ain't it?" said Rooksby. "Yes," he answered. "Very nice, thank you." "A bit too smart for someone like you, ain't it?" "Oh, give over," said Gemma. Rooksby gave a sarcastic laugh and moved away. It was almost 3 a.m. as they emerged from the club. "Hey!" exclaimed Shaffy, looking across the street. "Where's the car? We left it there, didn't we?" "Yes, I think so," said Gemma. "Oh, no, don't say someone's gone and nicked it already," Shaffy groaned. The tears were already beginning to well up in his eyes. "What did you do with the keys?" asked Gemma. "They're here," he answered, rummaging in his pocket. "Or at least I think they are." Then he frowned. "They've gone." "They can't have," I must have put them down somewhere. No, this is ridiculous." He was looking increasingly desperate. At that moment, a red car roared past them and disappeared up the road. "But that's the car!" Shafi exclaimed. "It's my car! Come back!" "No good yelling after 'em," said a voice from behind. "Looks like you've lost it, doesn't it, Shafi boy?" They turned and saw Rooksby again, a wry smile on his twisted lips. "That's brilliant," said Gemma. "You bring me out here, then the car gets nicked. How am I going to get home?" "I'll call a taxi," said Shafi. "I'll run you home if you like," said Rooksby. "I've just got room for one." "You?" said Gemma. "Well, I suppose it's better than nothing." 2 weeks later, the police called Shafi's employer, asking for the owner of a red car. Shafi eagerly took the phone. "You found it?" he asked excitedly. "Yes, sir," said the voice on the other end of the phone. "It's in the Pound in Birmingham, but I'm afraid you can't have it back now." "What? Why not?" "Well, sir, you see it's a write-off." Shafi felt a lump rising in his throat. "You mean?" "Fatal accident, sir. The driver was killed, and the passenger's in intensive care. She's just told us you were the owner of the car." "What? Who was it then?" "She won't give us her name. She just says she wants to see you. She says she's sorry. Perhaps you can help us with our inquiries."